Yesterday, Michelle Trachtenberg was found unresponsive in her apartment. On the same exact day, Gene Hackman and also his wife and dog were found dead in his home in Santa Fe. And now authorities have ruled his death and his wife's death as suspicious, and they're currently investigating the circumstances. And we'll get into the details. It's actually quite strange. I can't make sense of it. A lot of people have been posting their condolences and remembering him for his work. I hadn't seen anything that he was in, but had you, Brett?
Yes, of course. I mean, Gene Hackman's like a legendary actor. I haven't seen as much as a lot of other people. Like the film nerds will have seen like everything he's been in. But Crimson Tide, Enemy of the State, obviously the old Superman movies,
God, Enemy
Unforgiven.
Of the State was awesome.
Enemy of the State was amazing.
You'd seen all of those?
I've seen those. I still. So
You're actually asking? Like,
the
like
joke,
surprise?
The joke was like he's in a really, really good movie from what I've been told called The Conversation that every year I'm like, I'm going to watch it this year. I have not watched it yet, but I will.
We have a couple 20s. Josh B said, I could see it as you turned to stone still clearly. I can hear you say, don't leave, don't give up on me, 2 weeks, and you ran away. And then we have another 20 from Pop Culture Junkie. Gene Hackman was in 3 films in my top 20. How do I say this? Hoosiers?
Hoosiers.
The Conversation and Superman. Got a glance at him on the streets of Santa Fe in 1998. I was told the locals respected his privacy and didn't bug him. R.I.P.
Yeah, I really need to see The Conversation.
He retired in 2004 and died at 95. His wife was, I believe, 63. And here are the details they've offered so far. No cause of death has been provided. Their deaths have been ruled suspicious enough in nature to require a thorough search and investigation because the reporting party found the front door of the residence unsecured and opened. Deputies observed a healthy dog running loose on the property, another healthy dog near the deceased female, his wife, and a deceased dog laying 10 to 15 feet from his wife in a closet of the bathroom.
And there was with pills found on the counter by her. The
pill bottle, an orange prescription pill bottle, was opened with pills scattered next to his wife on the bathroom counter. And Gene Hackman was located in a separate room of the residence with no obvious signs of a gas leak.
Yep.
That's what people immediately thought.
And they said the family suspects carbon monoxide.
It could be a gas leak. It could be something like that if it were sudden and both of them and one of their dogs, right? But so far they're saying there are no signs of that. Yeah. And then they went on to say there was a space heater near his wife's head. He suspected the heater could have fallen in the event that she abruptly fell to the ground.
Yeah.
Then, yeah, there was an orange prescription bottle on the countertop. It was opened with pills scattered on the countertop.
And they were like, it has to be something that in the house, right? Because it's not like they were close in age. She was 30 years younger than him. She was 63. He was 95.
No, this was definitely not a natural death. This is not
natural death.
But also they're saying no signs of foul play, no signs of anything suspicious criminally. They had probably been dead for a while. They had shown signs of decomposition, but they were found later on.
Yeah, there was like workers who said that they hadn't heard from them in like 2 weeks.
Right. And authorities are planning to search the property, furniture, walls, plumbing equipment, gas lines in or around the residence. They're aware that individuals exposed to gas leaks or poisonous gas can suffer immediate and unexpected death. Quite strange. All of it.
It is very like, and here's the thing, like, depending on what side of the internet you're on, like, it happened on a day where people are starting to like formulate conspiracy theories where no such conspiracy theory really has a connection to go.
Well, we can just say what it is. It's the fact that the Epstein files are about to be released to the public, and a lot of people have taken that and said that Gene Hackman either was on the
good
flight
grief.
logs,
Which is insane.
or they're saying he knew something about people who are on the flight logs and was killed off before he had the chance to speak out. I mean,
Makes
that's
no
ridiculous.
sense, especially if we're talking 2 weeks since they've been seen last. This didn't happen in a vacuum. This didn't happen yesterday. It just so happens that they were found yesterday. This is the problem with the internet, though, is that you see two stories next to each other and you see a connection that isn't there.
Yeah, and Keemstar tweeted, "Did Gene Hackman know Jeffrey Epstein?"
Yeah.
You know, quite rare for anyone in Hollywood, but especially an actor who was at his height of popularity when he didn't have any allegations of any sort of misconduct or wrongdoing throughout his career.
Not that I saw. There was no.
And also, of course, like there's no proof that he ever knew Jeffrey Epstein or was friends with any of his associates.
And now they're saying, like, I guess somebody brought it up in the chat, but I did have this in the other articles. Like, now they're saying mummification for the wife.
What?
Bloating and mummification. It says found mummified and bloated by workers.
Oh my gosh.
So
that's insane.
It's crazy. It's but this is the thing. 2 days in a row, 2 stories like this, and they say like death happens in threes. But the thing is, these deaths did not happen next to each other. They were just discovered at the same time, and it's crazy.
Yeah, and it appears it wasn't suicide either.
No, and I don't know why anybody would assume that. I mean, like, you hear stories where like couples are old and do so, but that's not this.
But it sounds like something on a crime show.
Yes,
like
it
with
does.
the pills scattered everywhere, the door hanging open.
I was getting Hitman vibes.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, for no reason, because like, what would be the purpose? But I was
Yeah.
getting Hitman vibes of it all being like a prepared crime scene. But again, then you have to pull yourself back and be like, okay, but what's the point? Like, why would that be a thing? Somebody's like, are they distracting us from the Epstein files? Like, with the death of 95-year-old Gene Hackman, why?
No.
Like, that doesn't make any sense. That's insane.
No one would have been shocked by the news that he died of natural causes, but clearly that's not what happened here. And now we're seeing a lot of posts about his passing. Francis Ford Coppola said, "The loss of a great artist, always cause for both mourning and celebration. Gene Hackman, a great actor, inspiring and magnificent in his work and complexity. I mourn his loss and celebrate his existence and contribution." Clint Eastwood said, "There was no finer actor than Gene, intense and instinctive, never a false note. He was also a dear friend whom I'll miss very much." Yeah, there was just a lot of
So it was
posts reacting to the news.
It was his daughter that suspects carbon monoxide. So he was like, this wasn't their children, but he had 3 children with his ex-wife,
Yes.
who has since passed as well. She said that she's not sure, but she thinks that the cause might be toxic fumes. She added that law enforcement found no signs of foul play per the Santa Fe County Sheriff. Aiden Mendoza tells the deputies they haven't ruled anything out and are still investigating. They had to get warrants for the property due to the suspicious circumstances to look into everything, and that the gas company is working with them to see if there's anything that can be discovered that they didn't already know.
We have another 20 from Jose Quintana. R.I.P. Mr. and Mrs. Hackman. My top movies of his: Hoosiers, Runaway, Jury, The Firm, Uncommon Valor. A very small group of people know actually how. It is sad. I wish consolation on his survivors. Yeah.
And he retired in 2004. He was writing books now, once an artist, always a creative. And it's weird to see 2 of these stories in the same 2 days, but it's kind of like what we were talking about with Michelle Trachtenberg, which is like, you don't realize the impact that a lot of these performers have on people until you start to see the social media posts. I saw that Tim was talking the other night about like the death of celebrity because of was it AI?
Yeah, I mean, there's an argument that he makes that because of AI, that being a celebrity will, eventually evaporate.
Like right now, we were going to do this article about how Maya Hawke and Ethan Hawke were talking about how Hollywood won't even hire you to do movies anymore unless you have over 1 million followers on social media. So, Gene Hackman is from an era where that didn't matter, right? Like, whatever he had, like, I don't know if he had any social media at all at 95, but that's not the point. His movies go for so many decades that they transcend
Gene
modern day
Hackman
fame.
was in an era where your ability to act mattered.
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays, I don't think your ability to act really matters much. I think they
The types of movies they were making were
Yeah,
very different than to what they're
exactly.
making now.
Like
at the
they
box
were actually
office.
making, they were making.
Hoosiers would be made for streaming now. It would. Hoosiers would be a streaming movie.
Why do you say that?
Because sports movies in general, like it would. Like it would. Like I talk about the movie Hustle that I really like from Adam Sandler in like 2021, and like that type of sports movies just isn't going to theaters now. It's going to Amazon Prime.
I'm just looking through all of these tweets about Gene Hackman, and people have really lost their minds.
What are they saying?
I mean, I saw Alex Jones posted a video on X saying the Epstein files dropped today, and Gene Hackman's death has nothing to do with it.
Again, there are 7 billion people in the world.
Like-
Some of them are famous, okay? Somebody is bound to... Did you know, for instance, guys, that every member of my family was born on the day that...
this is weird.
Yeah, every member of my family, me, my dad, my mom, and my brother, all of us were born on the day that a president was either assassinated or almost assassinated. Does that mean anything? No. It just happened. That's just
It is weird.
the way
but
it is.
It is a coincidence.
It is a... I mean, does that make me the Fed? I don't know.
Yeah, I think people need to cool it with the conspiracy posting a little bit. Sometimes it's warranted if you're actually talking about Epstein.
Like-
but this
like,
is not
If we're
part of that
talking
story.
like nobody's saying like, and then he knew this guy and they had conversations with this person. It's like, there's none of that. It's just, this happened on this date. This happened on this date. They must be connected.
I have questions and no answers.
Yeah.
Like that type of posting is absolutely worthless.
Awful.
Rest
and-
in peace,
and
Gene
disrespectful.
Hackman.
Yeah,
Rest in
R.I.P.
peace, Gene Hackman. You were an amazing actor, an amazing artist. Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.